Hello everyone, welcome to my home, my kitchen, and my heart. This is Fats Where the Flavor's At. We're joined by some wonderful friends and we are ready to get ready. I have been given the wonderful privilege to, and was invited to cook in an upcoming Cajun Crawfish and Music Festival up in Abacoa Town Center in Jupiter. All of my Broward, Palm Beach County, and further north counties, come on out. It's April 22nd and 23rd. Live music, wonderful food. Hopefully something I put together will taste good as well. This is the first time I've ever made. This is the first time I've ever made something for the first time going into this show. So those of you who watched the original episode I did talking about what the show's going to be about, I did mention that sometimes the dishes don't work, but we'll always have a good time doing it. So you'll definitely see that. Hopefully the dish will come out as well. We're going to make crawfish cakes. Those of you who have watched my shows before know I'm a pretty good crab cake maker. This is the first time I'm making crawfish cakes. So what I found is I did my research and found out what kind of things go into it. I found out there's an awful lot of moving parts, but we're going to make it work and have some fun with it. It started with a simple sofrito with a different version, obviously, but finely chopped onion, a little bit of red pepper, a little bit of green bell pepper, a little bit of garlic, and I added a little bit of green onion as well. There's just something about green onion flavor-wise that I just love with anything to do with shellfish. So that was cooked down in butter. I let it cool off, and this will be sort of the foundation of our dish. We're actually going to build the dish right into here. The other ingredients include salt, crushed red pepper, fresh ground black pepper, lemon juice, chopped chives, chopped parsley, mayonnaise, Cajun mustard, and then I've got a cup of breadcrumbs and about 2/3 of a cup of cornmeal, and then not not least, 2 eggs. Last but not least, and most importantly, crawfish. I got about a pound of crawfish tails that have been cooked off and obviously shucked, and just have done a nice rough chop on those. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just basically build this right into the pan, which again is cooled and has the cooked down vegetables. So let's go. I'm going to go ahead and throw a couple eggs in here. Did it show on there? Yeah, it did. Get out of there. There we go. Get rid of those. Got about a tablespoon of mayo. About a tablespoon of Creole mustard. Thank you, Jeff, for bringing this. Those in here. We've got about a tablespoon of fresh chopped parsley. Maybe a little more than that. About as much of chopped chives. I've got about a tablespoon of fresh squeezed lemon juice. All right. Let's see here. We've got about a teaspoon of crushed red pepper. There's the heat. When you asked about the Louisiana hot sauce, we're going to use crushed red pepper. We're going to use a little bit of salt. That's about right. We're going to fresh grind a little bit of pepper. Again, about a teaspoon's worth. We're going to take our chopped crawfish. We're going to slide that right in. Oop. Okay. Thank you, sweetheart. We're going to get a spatula. We're going to start mixing all this up. We'll add our breadcrumbs and cornmeal in last. Not on this one, no. No, I'm just using this as a mixing bowl since I already had the other stuff in it and everything's cooled off. One last thing for you to watch, sweetheart.
All right.
You see how I care about you? See how thoughtful?
I don't think she's watching. Just a guess.
And then I got, like I said, about a cup of breadcrumbs and about 2/3 a cup of cornmeal. We'll just sort of sprinkle that in there. And the last element that I have not put in yet There's a little bit of melted butter, which hasn't melted. Could you throw this in the microwave for about 5 seconds? It was melted at one point, but has chilled down. We usually keep the house to about 70 degrees on show days, just so I'm not sweating into your food. That's sort of a nice, thoughtful gesture on our part. All right, so while she's getting the butter remelted for me, just gonna sort of work all this together. And then once this is all done, we'll go ahead and form nice little patties. We'll flatten them down a little bit. We'll cook them on each side a couple of minutes, get a nice little crisp on them. I'll set them on the lined tray here. And then as a condiment, I made a simple little red pepper, roasted red pepper remoulade sauce. Very simple recipe, which you'll see on the recipe sheet. It's about a full red roasted pepper with a little bit of sour cream, some basil, a little olive oil, just pulsed into a simple sauce. All right, so in goes the melted butter. We love butter in this house, don't we? Butter makes it all better. All right, and then we'll just work all this in, create a nice mixture, nicely breaded on throughout. Should come together nicely and cook well in the pan. Sometimes you gotta be careful if you don't chop up your tails. The size of the tails might create them to fall apart a little bit in the pan, but if that happens, it's not the end of the world. Don't worry about it. You want to bite and you want to taste crawfish is the main thing. All right, the mixture. Now, since everything was cool going in, everything should be cool now. So, I'll give my hands a little rinse. Get my hands off. And let's get dirty. All right. So just make some simple cakes. What I like to do is I like to roll them first before I put them in, have them all ready before I start cooking. My attention is not divided. Now, a lot of recipes you'll see, they call for you to cook your cakes in canola oil, or I'm always one who's going to go with butter before anything else when I cook any type of crab cake, or in this case, crawfish cake. And let's start cooking. Gonna heat up a little bit. Why don't maybe pat them down just a little bit, make them more hockey puckish a little bit. Speaking of hockey, my New York Rangers clinched playoff last night. I'm very excited. All right. And again, a couple of minutes on each side, get them to crisp up a little bit. Well, there we go. So again, a couple of minutes on each side. I'll turn them. A couple minutes on the other side. We'll put them back on the tray. We'll plate them up. We'll add a little of the remoulade sauce, maybe a little chopped green onion for garnish, and we'll serve. Come back in a couple of minutes. We'll be ready to plate up. See you soon. All right, welcome back. As you can see in the pan, our crawfish cakes are cooked. We got a nice little crisp on each side. I'm going to go ahead and start plating these up. Just a simple one on each plate. They kind of held up nice. So I got to make like 40 of these for the festival. That'll be fun. All right. So that's that. We're going to do just a little squirt of remoulade, not too much. Really want the crawfish cake to be the star of the plate. I'm going to sprinkle just a little chopped green onion, just to give the plate a little color. But if you run away, think of that. And there we go. Crawfish cakes, ladies. Oh. There you are, my dear. inspired by the cameraman's wife, the beautiful Virginia Sinicki, who will be the Grand Marshal and host for the 4th annual Cajun Crawfish and Music Festival held at Abacoa Town Center, April 22nd and 23rd. Also in honor of my daughter-in-law, Angela, who's also a Louisianian. This one's for her as well. And guys, dig in. Let me know. Virginia, that one's for you, unless Kevin eats it before he goes. I've got plenty more mixed, though, to send you a few back. So let me know how they turned out. We're drinking a little Voga Prosecco with this. Voga will also be on site for the event. We'll be pouring Voga wines at the festival as well. So you guys keep enjoying. Is it all right? Is it good?
Yeah.
Tastes okay? You got the crawfish, everything comes through flavor-wise?
Yeah.
All right. Then we can wrap it up. Let's all raise our glass to everyone out there watching, certainly to my dearest friends who are here today, to my beautiful bride, to my guy behind the camera, Kevin Sinicki. God bless. Thank you for joining us here on, what's the name of the show? Yell them hear you. Let them hear you. What's it called?
That's where the flavor's at.
Don't you forget it. Until next time. Ciao.